for this like a mid-late game timing, this hero does shine when you have 4 or 5 items. This is where he hits his peak.
Is there another way to play him? I know this is something in Dota 2 that there's so many avenues and so many items and parameters you can fulfill. Hand of Midas into the Blink, BKB, Shiva's Guard. It's a very, very cookie cutter, right? But Dota players love expanding and experimenting on builds. Is there another way you can go with this Doom that's going to allow you to play him? Or is that kind of a locked build, like, you know, AM Battle Fury?
I think you're kind of locked in for the items on Doom, unfortunately. I love when you have flexibility, but the way Dota is played right now and the items that do suit the hero, these are kind of items that you want to buy. Even after the nerfs to the BKB, you still want to rush that. You still want to be able to move, even though there are some abilities that go through magic immunity. Still, BKB way too powerful.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know, like what else are you going to buy? You know, Vanguard, Crimson Guard. Buy the Radiance on Doom. Bring him back. Probably not going to work out for you. But final bans coming in: Zeus, CK, Timber, and Enigma. So TSM the ones to remove some of those big off-lane cores, as it feels like you said, the Doom or the Raze are going to be in that position. And Tomatoes, I guess it's going to be... It's still very flexible, because they could still do like Doom mid, could be Tomatoes Doom. You're not sure where this Raze is going. What do they need?
I feel like they need just a position 4 here, but if they want to play a different mid...
Ooh. Who's she?
Okay, so this is the hero that I believe was picked once during the major, and that's about it. Kind of
by
like,
LGD, right?
Yeah, kind of forgotten hero. So this means that it still could be Doom on the mid lane, something that you mentioned. I would prefer if it's Tiny, just because of the puck matchup.
And then a 4 Doom.
Phantom Assassin. I think the reasoning here is we've seen what Lone Druid can do, and I remember one game from the major when Doom decided to go for Aghanim Scepter and upgrade that just to be able to have break mechanic and deal with Lone Druid, because he breaks him and then there's not going to be that healing that is very annoying. So Phantom Assassin, a hero that does buy into earlier Shard, we're talking about like probably Battle Fury into BKB and potentially Shard, maybe throw in a Deso depending how the game goes, but you will have a break ability, which is going to be great against both Enchantress, and you're also going to have like hero that can one-shot some of these heroes. This is a, I'd say, very greedy draft from TSM FTX, because you do have like Razor on the off lane, Phantom Assassin. Tiny can make up for it because he's the hero. I don't want, this time around, I don't want to see any shenanigans from Tiny. No Echo Saber into Aghanim Scepter. I feel like you need to create the space, so Blink Dagger needs to be your first item in this. And also, Nigma Galaxy did go with Dead Prophet as their offlaner. That did see the matchup, and they felt like, oh, maybe we want to throw in some extra damage, put a bit more pressure on TSM FTX, not allow this greedy draft to come online.
Yeah, because they're going to be laning against, what, a Jakiro support with a PA? Tusk and DP are so tremendously good at applying pressure early to slow heroes in particular. And Jakiro, once he gets caught up with, you know, tag team shards, spirit siphons being spammed and right-clicked, you leave the PA alone, and then she's going to get harassed out of lane as well. I could see TSM struggling early days in these lanes, even though they've got this Tiny against Puck matchup and that Razor for Saberlight in their off lane as well. It looks pretty good for Nigma Galaxy. As of course, just reminding everybody who's joining in now, we do have a stand-in. Miracle, unfortunately, unable to attend ESL 1 Malaysia, so DreamerCell going to be their lone druid player here in game 1 of their best of 2 as we continue on with the group stage.
I'm a bit disappointed. Like when I heard that Miracle was unable to attend, I thought they're gonna pick up Miracle. I thought it's gonna be Miracle, and people would not even notice. It was just one letter. Yeah, what was the serious question, Gary, again?
Well, first of all, yeah, what would chat do? Because usually they're like, you know, Miracle left Nigma for this, but Miracle and Miracle both playing the Nigma Galaxy teams. Yeah, my serious question was predictions. Do you agree? You said TSM's a little bit greedy. Do you think they're going to struggle in laning stage super hard? Is this a game that Nigma is kind of set to win just from the outset?
I wouldn't say Jakiro. Like, this is Jakiro plus Phantom Assassin. It's a strong lane, especially if they're off to a good start. If they manage to get a kill in this lane could easily snowball. They do have a lot of slow. Someone's out of position. This is Phantom Assassin Jakiro. Stifling daggers and also dual breath. The more levels you get on Jakiro. And one thing that I like about Dubu is that he's Jad, first of all, and he does buy Null Talisman on position 5. You probably should not do it in your pubs, but this man, he understands. I also remember his Warlock during the Major when he was getting that Null Talisman. Yeah, 5 heroes on the mid lane.
Oh yeah, get these null tallies. But yeah, I guess you're right. If they're able to find the DP, kind of go all in level 1, do a tremendous amount of damage, they're able to maybe hold on to that lane. Yeah, Sumail unable to scout any observer wards, gets placed late as Bryle donks it down in the mid lane. Pretty far left ward from Nigma there, watching over the top rune spot as well, so trying to keep it out of D ward sentry range. And Kuro, Sumail trying to go for that bottom bounty. Saberlight and Moon Meander both here, taking a little bit of chip damage, but grabbing the bounty rune nonetheless, and it looks like it's going to be 3.
TSM did a very nice split. They did show 3 heroes on the top lane, 3 heroes that are very difficult to take a fight into. Because Nigma Galaxy's level 1 is not as strong. You do have Enchantress that doesn't bring much. Tusk is okay. Also, this is a lane where you don't want to have tag team level 1. You want to keep the distance. I believe this is going to be Ice Shards plus a Snowball, because you are playing with the Dead Prophet, and these heroes are going to keep the distance. Not Phantom Assassin, but Jakiro, and I don't think you get too much value from getting a tag team level 1.
Okay.
And you can also secure the range creep if Dead Prophet does not want to use the Crypt Swarm, and here we go. Ice Shards already used. Yeah, I mean, people did realize over the time that tag team, yeah, it's a great ability, but if you don't have a hero that can hit in the lane, it's much better to get shards.
Yeah, and whenever you're using it, of course, you're trading away a lot of your HP to be in that front line and play aggressively. But I have a question about this lone druid, because we've seen...
You always have some kind of a question, Gary. Well, there's like always question. You're like a toddler. Why this? Why that?
Papa, why does Lone Druid have Blades of Attack quelling? No, because we've seen Uragi with the slippers on his hero. We've seen Matu with his 5 branches. But here Dreamercell opting to go for some pretty big items on his bear, rushing phase boots. No real stats on his hero.
I think the reasoning here is he's playing into Razor and wants to be able to outrun Razor and break the link. I can't. I mean, it's still good. We see, as you said, we do have different players going for different options on the heroes.
Dubu nearly dead. Oh, he's on 10 HP. So incredibly close, but he gets under the tower for that protection aura and barely scrapes away with his life.
He survived because of Null Talisman, not because of the protection aura. And extra HP.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I can't.
It's a circle. It's 2 branches. Doesn't matter. It's the same value. Oh, getting blocked again. He's dead.
Yeah. For the Crypt Swarm, GH gonna go for the
he missed.
Snowball across, but the first blood's still there.
Or did he?
The damage across Tomato and Dubu. And this is the problem I had with this lane, right? Jakiro's dead, and like, what does Tomato do now? He's kind of stuck here.
He's gonna be collecting some solo XP. GH, he used the snowball on Tomato potentially for some extra one, but this could have been tricky if Mind Control did not get that last hit, or if Dubu had potentially a stick in this lane. It would mean that he would survive. And yeah, bringing in extra healing salve. Tomato getting Orb of Venom in this lane. Kuro, what's he up to?
Well, he's trying to solo kill Moon. He's popped Fairy Fire on Moon Meander, turns around to take a little less damage from the impetus. Wait, does he want to try and deny himself to neutral? Yeah, he's waiting by the Alpha Wolf, like, come on then, let's have it. But Kuro says absolutely not. No messing around. Impetus and Enchant levels 1 and 2. So he's got that extra bit of damage.
You don't need to go for heal in this type of a lane. You do play with Lone Druid, which means that, he's relatively self-sustainable, and you can go for this type of a greedy build.
Yeah, and straight back into things under Saberlight now. Can they get the entangling claws? He's going to try dive tier 1. They're going for this, but they don't get the RNG, and a nice little branch placement from Saberlight. Make sure
Just in case.
for now. And the double
Lane,
wrist band on him.
Bit of a trouble there. Needed to pop the magic wand. It's a lot of slow. It's a lot of harassment from both these TSM safe laners. But Mind Control doing a very good job. Keeping the distance, getting the levels. He's level 4, does have Urn of Shadows. Once he gets that, like I assume they're gonna start playing very aggressive once GH TP's back to the top lane. And how's mid doing? Pretty even as expected. Like this matchup can go both ways. I was not as convinced as I am now, but over the time it felt that Puck is doing much better than people are expecting. GH will TP mid, refill the bottle just in case, so Sumail can continue to slightly dominate this lane. Shards will block, but no serious threat because Sumail's still level 5.
Yeah, just keep that Puck in the lane. Farm out that small camp at the same time. As you're right, that top lane, something that I didn't really consider is the non-committal nature of Jakiro and PA. They've got such long-range spells, they can just keep chipping away, harassing without getting into the thick of things, which Tusk needs to do.
I always love casting with you, Gary. You know why? Because I always learn new words from you.
Committal?
Non-committal. Yeah, non-committal. I'm like, okay, I gotta write that down. Give me a second to find my notebook where I write down the cool phrases like wave showing, stacking. Yeah, algorithm. Okay, this is way too advanced for me. Timado did pick up his Orb of Corrosion. A lot of investment here in these. Like, you need to get value from it because you want to get some kind of a kill. It gives you a slightly more tankiness, 150 HP. But does delay your battle tree. He does have Ring of Hell coming next to him, so he's fine. Tomato's in a pretty good spot, 32 CS, but they might be able to dive, and we'll jump away.
Saberlight dies elsewhere, but up atop, Tomato, yeah, being dived. It looks like Dubu will be able to protect him for now, though. But yeah, Saberlight did down bottom again to this.
Oh, good entangling claws.
Dreamer Cell trying to chase him, but he's got Scorched Earth and the ability to run away from the bear, potentially. Dreamer Cell giving chase, though. Up the high ground we go. They've got Radiant Vision there as well, so they see him every step of the way.
Nicely done. A lot of kills on this bottom lane. Kuro already involved in 3 out of 4 kills. And now Sumail making a rotation. Does have Arcane Rune in the bottle. This was not scouted because there are no observer wards. And if they kill Tomato, this could be pretty big. GH has enough mana for shards if he pops the stick. Yeah, keeping the distance. They knew something was cooking. Also, decent damage done to tier 1 tower already on the top lane. Down to 1000 HP. That was before the exorcism. Mind Control a bit low on mana. We'll need to bring some extra regen on him to be able to pressure the tower.
And they'd still love a kill to get some urn charges going as well. That's why Sumail's still sticking up here with the Arcane Rune going. And he's been off the map for a solid minute, and now Dubu sees him, so they'll realize they have to continue sitting on the tower. Stay defensive. Yeah, it's been Nigma diving this PA, what, twice in the past minute and a half or so, chipping away at the tower, getting some good damage. But this is a lot of room on the map now for TSM. Moon Meander, this position 4 Doom, he's able to get into the jungle, devour some creeps. Saberlight is his wave in front of the tower as well. So Dreamer Cell not particularly comfortable just sitting there alone. And no real opening top for Nigma. So Mel's wasted a lot of time up here. But he's got a Fairy's Trinket now though, so still reasonably happy. And 20 seconds for the active runes to come up. So he'll return back into mid, try and guard those. We already see Kuro preempting.
Kuro's like, yeah, Sumail, try to gank Phantom Assassin for the next minute or 2. I want to get my level 6. I'm enjoying my time here. Do you think that ever actually happens? Where captains lie? What's a good call on Bryle? They're thinking about it.
Oh, no, they call Moon Meander instead. And realize the timing's too difficult to target. Jump away from the avalanche as well. Sumail does get a snipe out near that mid lane. As well, that bottle being refilled on Bryle with a regen rune. I don't know. I would say at this level no, but I feel like
I feel like there are a couple of captains out there that could potentially do that. Exorcism is used on top. some chip damage on the tower, but no real threat on Tomato.
They've sharded up Saberlight and the Entangling Claws. But Moonmeander's arrival now doesn't have Infernal Blade yet. One of those spells we've seen used incredibly well against the bear. But Broil, the Avalanche toss, that's a 300 experience and gold bear to kill. And Broil gets
Broil is committing. Using Avalanche, managing to get that last hit, and this could potentially be the tower. Someone from TSM FTX needs to be on a mid lane because I see Skeleton Warriors. That's difficult to defend against. So Saberlight's gonna TP. Plasma Field is maxed out. Here they go on Kuro.
Yeah, some solid damage on Kuro. Good Savage Roar. Static Link and another dagger. Kuro in a lot of trouble. There's no way he's escaping from Saberlight this time, and TSM so quick to react, going bottom, getting the kill on the bear, moving back mid. But Sumail's trying to go on Broil bottom now. GH does trap him in the shards, but Dubu's there with an ice path. Two-man coil from Sumail will hold him in place, but the follow-through seems lacking. Another snowball's ready, aiming onto Broil. The damage, not enough. Nigma have to give up.
They saw Tiny having Magic Wand and also Fairy Fire, did not want to heavily commit. Oh, Region Rune. Never mind, that's fake. I see it on the minimap. It's a glitch. It's going to be Region Rune, and he's getting baited.
He jaunted into this rune, caught by the Avalanche Ice Path. Tons of stuns from TSM, and that's a huge kill for them.
It is. They did lose the mid tower, so this opens up the map, and they also did lose a top tower. So I'm sure Nigma Galaxy is more than fine with this type of a trade. Also means Lone Druid is getting some farm. This time around, Dreamacell going for a bit of a different item build that we've seen. Hand of Midas. I hacking love Hand of Midas.
Oh, do you now? Well, Kuro, oh, he doesn't love that. Poor Kuroki. Tomato and Saberlight offering so much immediate damage. Why do you love the Hand of Midas? Is it in general, because I know you don't like it on Monkey King, but you like it on this Lone Druid in particular?
I'm being sarcastic. I don't know. I feel like you are missing on a timing with Lone Druid, because if you get Mask of Madness, there's just so much more value. Plus the Deso, you hit the certain timings, gives you Roche. Maybe he thinks, well, this time around we want to play a bit of a...
Nice.
You don't need that much tower damage. I'll hold that thought.
Broil punched up, and Tiny, he's being left stranded here by the rest of his team. Saberlight might still be dying as well. Now he's back up to the high ground. Dubu has another ice path to protect him. TSM not bringing anyone up to the outpost though, as Nigma they just charge forward into this top jungle, and another shard. It traps Dubu inside. Mind Control with his urn uses his last charge to try and secure this kill, and they'll find it. A spree for MC.
Mind Control is popping off in this game. He does have a full Spirit Vessel. Combine that with the Spirit Siphon, max HP as damage with the Spirit Vessel. Like, he can go around and just kill people. He's also delaying some of the timings that TSM FTX is trying to go for, because they know it's a Phantom Assassin. They saw this Orb of Corrosion. Moon Meander's getting scouted.
He is. Was he fast enough? Shards. Oh, that was close.
Barely misses.
That looks so good. So then that brings the question around again to this Lone Druid Midas, right? Because we felt that Nigma through this draft were going to be playing aggressively. They've got 4 very good heroes at pressuring towers, looking for team fights, coming out of the laning stage after an early victory. So Lone Druid here not going to be playing with that timing, but looking to
now this makes sense.
Build later.
Seeing the item build that he has queued up, it's Monkey King bar.
Oh,
Lane getting doomed.
Oh yeah. Diving onto tier 1, punch on the razor at Broil. He comes in, the snowballs that buy time and saves them up. The DP, nearly dead, does drop in the end as Sumail has an orb to jaunt away over the ice path. And GH trapped in these trees. Saberlight has to give up on Sumail and go for the Tusk instead. They lose.
It was a good snowball save, because he did manage to toss Razor instead, try to buy some time, and now knocking on a tier 1 tower. Finally, TSM FTX, they need to open up the map. And look who's teeping. Dreamacell wants to join, wants to be able to help his team, and also Kuro is there, does not have enchant available. This means that they're going to be able to defend the tower. This is going to be another smoke from TSM FTX. Where do they want to go?
Protect
like
the PA.
mid, Seems like mid or the full wraparound. If someone shows, because right now they don't have any vision on the bottom lane, so they need to see the heroes. And yeah, Tower will provide them with the vision.
Tomato. It's such a nice move by Nigma. They've got Tomato trapped up in that top jungle. Walrus Punch, the Spirit Vessel, and Siphons kill him off, while the dive on bottom lane as well. Kuroki's gone in deep. He has drawn the attention of TSM, waving his flag and saying, look at me, but don't look at your PA, because she's dead.
I want to go back to the point that I was trying to make, but action did stop it. Monkey King Bar on Lone Druid, which means that you do have a True Strike against Phantom Assassin, and also you don't care about Razor stealing your damage. You can still deal magical damage with it, so you can punch back. It's really good. I like it.
Do you remember was it
I remember Troll, yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah, Troll Warlord looked like, well, he was like a Treads MKB, I think was the build. Some Treads 1 MKB, he rushed it straight up against the Razor. It makes a lot of sense. Nice shards, not quite nice enough to grab the kill on Saberlight, so they go a little further back towards the Tiny. Bryle, he's all alone down here, and TSM gonna lose their mid laner, even with the Fairy Fire. Oh, that Spirit Vessel ends, but Mind Control has him trapped in his sights, while Puck, Sumail, very deep with a two-hero coil. Jakiro and the Razor now trapped in the shards as well. GH is gonna go for this one. Crypt Swarm across, and Razor will fall, while GH punches poor Dubu into the Nether Realm.
GH has been on point with these shards, managing to block them off, and I like that he's not even putting a single point in the tag team. And they know Tomato's right underneath an observer ward, so he's dead. He can't blink to anything.
So he is. Yeah, Snowball, Spirit Vessel, blown up. Oh man, Nigma Galaxy playing so speedily. Now coming out of that laning stage with the 2 towers they took very early on has given them so much more gold. Now on these supports, the Tusken Lily has Blink Dagger now. This Enchantress with Fluffy Hats and Treads. Kuroki is going to die behind enemy lines up near that top tier 2. But so far, Kuro has basically been a distraction. It's smoke and mirrors. Kuro's on one side of the map saying, hey, go for me. It's going to take you a little while to kill me. The rest of my squad is killing your PA, who needs this Battle Fury done ASAP.
Kuro is buying time. He knows that there's going to be 2 big items coming out in the next couple of minutes. The Monkey King bar that we mentioned on Lone Druid. Puck will, have Linkens. That's going to be a bit later on, but also Blink Dagger from a Tusk about to be finished. This is 16-minute Blink Dagger on your position 4, which is a really good timing.
Right, superb. I mean, Doom does have one, but of course it's Doom with Devour. So they potentially will have a Blink War Stomp in the upcoming fights. He needs to find a few more levels, find a Centaur. Currently sitting on the mana burn creep. Enigma Galaxy able to plant themselves in that top jungle now. Take over the area near Roshan. Think about him with the next Exo. Kind of want a team fight, and then into the pit you'll head. I'm just going to go straight for it. Forget the team fight, just Exoing in. Dreamer Cell, how far away is he now? He's about 1,500 off of his MKB. So
that was quick, Gary. I thought it was gonna take you a lot more. He's like, yeah, Javelin around 1,000. Gotta check the recipe cost. That's like, yeah, 600-700. Let me do the math.
Holding 300, minus 300, carry the wall.
Yeah, minus that 300 plus the extra 200 that he's gonna get from Roche, and then maybe more if he gets the last hit. Razor getting initiated on. Never mind, that's Tiny.
That is Tiny, coiled up as well. He's on half HP, and Spirit Vessel just does so much damage to him. Trying to protect this Tiny, TSM will gather around this mid lane. Savage Roar away on 3 though. Dreamer Cell sends them back behind their tower. So Nigma now with Aegis, with top jungle control, a couple of good observer wards scouting, and TSM, it's still a waiting game for them. Tomato has his Battle Fury, but is PA ready to fight with Battle Fury straight up, or is it Shard next and then go?
This might be a game where you want to farm a BKB and then just get up a Shard, straight up. Because they're gonna lack damage. Tiny didn't achieve what they wanted him to achieve. Nigma Galaxy did play well around it. Like Razor, he's been shut down. This is like 20 minutes of BKB on Razor, but they did manage to kill him. And the way they are itemizing, especially on the Lone Druid, this is gonna be a big difference. Nigma still saying push now and pauses the game. He's like, where's my team? They're not pushing.
Push the F9 button.
I clicked the
now.
button, yeah. Pushing the F9 button right now. Something's wrong with his settings.
He's shoving out that top lane. Needs a creep wave to come. But who's nearby? Mind control, 50 seconds for EXO. And Kuro not too far away from him either. It looks like Dreamer Cell is going to ditch that top lane push, go farm jungle a little bit. While Nigma kind of setting up for a defense of the mid-tier 1. Clear out the wave with the orb. And they're cutting that next wave as well, it looks like. Make sure that TSM doesn't have free access to another objective. They're even smoking behind. They're not cutting the wave. They want heroes, and they'll call Tiny. Doom is not going to come out. The phase shift and the waning rift. They've actually killed off Moonmeander. No, not quite. He does slip away, but Brass Tiny, he's dead. While Moon's Doom being chased down, broken by the creeps. Kuro MC, the high ground vision, the spirit vessel on him, and Kuro's going to get here with the enchant in a second. Snowball from GH, and another kill. A bait. I mean, every single play here from Nigma has been a bait and switch. They put Kuroki somewhere, they're baiting with him. They switched to kill a PA several times. Now, they're baiting with the mid-tier 1 in the creep wave, and they smoke wraparound. Some beautiful stuff coming out of them. As Dreamer Cell now onto the tier 2 mid. MKB done, heading into Assault Cuirass and Shard next. A 5k lead for Nigma against this reasonably greedy TSM draft. Tomato just sat in the trees, waiting for his time to shine. We can see this back. Yeah, coming from the back. Call the Tiny, focus the Doom. Did pop a full wand, but it's a nice target acquisition from Nigma there, realizing, hey, Tiny's the big kill. We've got the Spirit Vessel to deal with him, so let's use it. Next on the map for them, tier 2 top, already taking about a quarter of its HP away. MC does have that level 2 EXO. Oh, but they're pinging bottom, they're pinging Tomato. I think Nigma realizes top lane isn't safe. TSM are off the map. Mind control. Jump doomed. Right, yeah. How'd you like that kitchen sink? Everything chucked at the DP. Oh, but the coil bottom Tomato. Is he alright? It's just some ale down here. GH from the west. He's coming across. And I think he knows where she is. Kuroki's also cutting her off at the pass. And I think they're pretty happy here. Because you lost your DP, but they spent Doom. And you killed the PA in the trade. I think we've lost Lacoste for a second. He's disappeared. He's so behind Nigma winning this game. He's already gone. He's reconnecting back in. But yeah, Nigma looking to go into this tier 2 bottom. They've got a couple of outer towers still remaining to take. And next, Roshan probably going to be their goal here. Just wait that 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so for the fast spawn. They've used this first Aegis very well to take control of the entirety of the map. I'm not quite sure if it's high ground time quite yet. They've got a lot left in their playbook still to get some of these big pickoffs like Bryle. The Tiny, I think he was scouted. The pings did come out. They're looking for him, but TSM very deliberate with their retreat back on their own high ground. Understanding that Nigma could be literally anywhere on this map waiting for them. This gives them so much efficiency. Lone Druid clears out bottom, mid lane getting shoved in as well. And TSM, they are being hemmed back in their base. They've got to bunker down. At some point, a move has to be made. Not going to be a comfortable one, though. Especially pre-BKB on this PA. What is she now? 2,000 gold away from it. Still needs tons of money. 1,500 or so now. Of course, we'll still be looking for that Aghanim Shard with the break that Lacoste was mentioning. They're getting on top of this Lone Druid. Remove the Spirit Link. Try and find that bear. Now the Aegis is gone. Pretty decent time for TSM to try something. Link Doom is ready. Tier 1 mid gonna get pummeled down by the Tiny and the Razor. Nigma trading as always though. Bottom and top tier 2s removed. And with that glyph, they've stopped TSM as Lacoste returns.
The last fight.
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing? Okay, let me figure it out. I'm back in Dota 2. I see that Aegis is gone. One more time, apologies. My internet decided to say, well, nope, we're gonna ruin your day and bless the viewers so they don't have to listen to me for a couple of minutes. Just keeping things balanced in the universe.
They had to listen to me solo for 3 or 4 minutes though.
Apologies for that as well, chat.
Yes. That's what you should be apologizing for. I don't know when you cut out. I don't think you missed a team fight. Nigma basically split push, took tier 2 top, tier 2 bot. TSM tried a smoke, but couldn't even get the tier 1 mid, didn't really get any kills.
How long did it take you to realize that I'm actually gone? Like 2 minutes.
Yeah, a good 2 minutes.
He's like, why is this guy not talking? He's like, he should say something right now. So Puck does have that Lincoln Sphere ready, which means that Doom will have an issue. Like, they can also use that against Razor's static link, but most of the time I think Sumail wants to be able to protect himself against the Doom.
Yeah, defend yourself against Moon Meander.
Got it.
Well, Nigma, with no outer objectives left to take, feels like a waiting game for Roshan. That's probably going to be their high ground. Aegis would love a team fight or a couple of picks here, though, as TSM start falling back, but Sumail has caught a glimpse of Saberlight and forced the BKB. Dubu also chucking a couple of spells there with the Ice Path and the Macro Pyre to try and keep Nigma at bay. Yeah, the past 5 minutes really has been Nigma just pushing all 3 lanes while TSM kind of just wait in the base, hoping for the PA to get BKB and Shard as quickly as possible.
That Shard is going to be massive amount of damage because it's pure damage for unknown reason, and also 16% of max HP plus applying a break mechanic, which is going to come in clutch against the Lone Druid and his bear, breaking the Spirit Link and also breaking his Demolish ability, Entangling Claws. So taking away big chunk of his toolkit is going to be massive. Next big item on Nigma Galaxy, that Prophet with the BKB. Mind Control decided to throw in a casual plate mail in there for now, which I like. He knows that the only way he dies is if Razor connects on him, and also against the Phantom Assassin buying raw armor means a really good exorcism pop.
Yeah, it's quite an old school thing to do, right? The DP with the casual shivers, takes me back to TI4, TI5. People just get the Yule Scepter, BKB, plate mail. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, a fast Rotary spawn. He is already up. Pretty good for Nigma here if they realize it, because they've got Exo still running, but it's about to expire and they've not scouted him out yet. Still trying to play under their vision. Top jungle warded up. And a little bit isolated now, Nigma. GH will break the smoke, blink away, he gets the escape, now the shards, turnaround play from him in Mind Control. Doom being brought down low as Dreamer Cell gets away from the static link and they kill off Moon. TSM, they wanted that move to work so desperately. Not gonna play out for them though.
These position 4 players, they really know how to break a smoke. His positioning was top-notch right there, and Dreamcell going ham on the tower, which is already gone.
Yeah.
Bryle, he needs an opening. He needs a toss back, but look at Puck. Sumail causing a lot of issues.
GH in. They found out Saberlight. He does have BKB, but is it too late? The right click's coming through. He will survive. Tomato. Spirit Siphon down to about half health, and now the barracks wide open. Nigma going to reset though. No Exo means no push for now. But it's such a fearful scenario for TSM. You play aggressively, you lose a hero, you lose your tier 3. And Nigma they can just go back to playing the map again.
They're going to be waiting for next Exo. 45 seconds. With her freshly bought 9-second BKB. inside the Roche pit. Seems like that's gonna be next on the menu for Nigma Galaxy.
Absolutely is. Even though they're behind, nice to see TSM smoking out of their base and playing on the enemy side of the river. Tomato clearing out mid-wave and looking for that tier 1, but Roshan, he is absolutely dead here. No real response from the Dire side. They've got to contend with their Ench creeps, illusions, top lane pushing in. They're just going to be gathered up by Sumail's Puck this time, with the Aghanim Shard heading to mind control, so now adding the fear into that Spirit Siphon. And they're jumping into the Dire Triangle. Tomato, Moon Meander trying to blink away. Phantom Strike cross to the Doom as well.
TSM FTX, they want to prolong this game as long as they can. There are a couple of big items coming out next to them in 2 minutes, I would say. Razor with the Refresher and Phantom Assassin will be able to farm Herd Death, so Tiny did finish off his BKB, so a lot of big items, like even the Moon Meander, like he's been silently farming as this position for Doom. Does have a Blink Dagger and the BKB, but would be in a bit of a trouble right now.
Dreamer Cell, very ballsy. He's in a 1v5 and he starts the fight. TSM are afraid of him. Savage Roar, get himself away from there. As they turn back on to stabilize Razor. BKB'd up with the Essence Ring, down to half health though, and he's just being burnt alive by the Ghost of Mind Control, chasing him to the end of the earth, and no buyback on him, while Moon Meander, he turns and dooms the DP.
There's no follow-up.
The Lincolns on the puck keeps Sumail alive, and they coil past Tiny. This is it for TSM now. 3 dead with no buyback, and Tomato, the defensive BKB to jump back to tier 4s. But he's been hunted. Can't even return to Fountain. Sumail and Kuroki making sure they are the barrier. Keep TSM down in that bottom lane while the barracks are being brought down by Dreamer Cell, even through backdoor protection.
And backdoor is now gone, which means that they're going to be able to take one set of barracks. Going to go to the mid. Again, GH with his initiation during the BKB timing uses Walrus Sponge on a Razor who pops a BKB, then blocks him off with the Shard and Dead Prophet Mind Control. Able to close the gap. I liked his itemization. I did point out the Spirit Vessel before I disconnected, and yeah, Wind Lace plus a Phase Boots to be able to run people down. Wondred still has another bear if necessary.
Yeah, I mean, Tomato goes straight in onto the first one, and a nice avalanche toss. Kuroki nearly dead, Mind Control. Spirit Siphon, he'll back up. The crits, where are they? Tomato needs them. He needs a crit. He's just not hitting them. PA unable to finish the job on the DP while Sumail dives the tier 4s. Hunting and killing, slaying one after the other. Brile with the avalanche toss, and the Macapara Sumail. Good Infernal Blade, but GH and Dreamer Cell, they're here to clear up. Kuro and
Buyback coming out from Mind Control. He wants to be able to close it out. Toss back.
One in the fountain. Ice path. He's not got it. On cooldown still, so Sumail blinks away. Gets out of
This is
danger.
it.
Now the tier
This
4's
is it.
falling.
They needed those tossbacks to come in a little bit earlier, and the Brile now in a lot of trouble. Will be the one who's going to type in GG in the old chat. Nigma Galaxy looking good, looking crisp. All these rotations early on, and also putting Dreamer Cell on his... Something that he did play quite a bit was Arc Warden, but the focus on this game, like Puck did, I'd say, struggle first couple of